Ladies, Coach Jerry here. Welcome. Hopefully, this live is working. Still loading. Yes, it's working. Welcome to this video. I want to quickly come into you into this Monday. Number one, to remind you about the appointment that we're going to have tonight in about 2 hours and a half on Zoom exclusively, in which we're going to talk about what it takes to make a metabolic transformation, a metabolic makeover, a body and mind transformation, and especially what it takes to keep it in your 40 and beyond. Okay, I have a lot of people, ladies actually, every time they see something of mine, they always comment, I am 53, I'm 56, can I still work out? Yeah, of course. Like anything, like the major shift that you will see where I can help the most is probably after 30, 30-ish, every year 1% of your metabolism declines. Therefore, when you get to 40, you actually realize that there is a problem. Many people don't have problems on their 40s because they still work out, they still eat clean. Then many people start having problem on their 30-ish, and then they, of course, culminate on the 40, and then on the 50, it's even worse. Now, so tonight we're going to talk about exactly how to recognize a plateau, how to put your body in condition to burn fat again, what is the right rate of fat loss that you should be aiming for, and of course weight as well. And of course, how do we avoid with the metabolic toggles, how do we avoid the metabolic regain or weight regain? And then, last but not least, of course, how we're going to be able to get you to maintain the results for good, okay? What is the time that you should be like if you go on more than 2 years or a year and a half and you don't regain the weight, chances are you have changed yourself to such a way that you do not need to worry about it. Okay. Now let's talk about something else. To my clients, I'm deeply sorry about the app. What's going on with the app? It's been a few days. Obviously, I'm not expecting people to work on the weekend, but the agency that provided the app for us, today is Monday. It's Monday even in Australia, which I think that they are over there already, and they're still working on repairing, okay, the situation. So, but that takes me to a very important point because we do have a few clients that were upset about that, and I know that the agency we're working with have hundreds of coaches as well that experience the same thing, and it got me to think about something because we get so relying on technology nowadays that we forget the real work. Did we forget really like what would happen if you took, I don't have my cell phone with me right now, but like if I took my cell phone, let's pretend this is actually not a landline but it's a cell phone, and today the first cell phone, they actually look like this, like they actually look something of this nature. Is like you're supposed to use it for freaking like putting a number inside and calling somebody. Nowadays, phone does everything. They go on Instagram, they do entertainment for you. You can watch Netflix, you can have an app, and then people really forget about what is actually that they're doing. Okay, meaning like I understand it's annoying, but you won't believe it. Like sometimes, like I just went to a hotel, a very famous brand hotel in Switzerland, which I'm not gonna say the name of because I don't want them to have extra publicity. Um, and it was like for one day 188 a night, something like that, crazy. And if somebody would say, okay, for this amount of money, everything would be perfect. I mean, it was a disaster from key not working, from safe box not working well. I had to move the room, 7 a.m. Cleaning people, making a gigantic, loud mess, which obviously disrupted sleep. I mean, somebody would say like from such companies, they will never have a problem, right? So obviously it's unreasonable to think that app and technology, AI and everything that we have nowadays is always going to be perfect. It's unreasonable to think that for small businesses. It's even more, it's actually unreasonable to think that for big company, so let alone small business. But this is actually taking me to what it is that I want to talk about today. And what it is I want to talk about today is something that I heard from right now, I mean, actually a few weeks back, from one of my favorite Italian conducer, which is called Paolo Bonolis, which Italian people will know in here. They was talking about cell phones specifically, like not cell phones for the sake of cell phone. It's talking about what cell phone do, and they make you live basically in a screwed reality. Basically, it's like it's almost like everybody put filters on things when they post it. Like they pretend to be other people, and they don't pretend to be other people just for the sake of it. They just want to picture them. They want to like portray themselves. As long as other people will, how do you say, as long as other people would accept them, or like they would like they don't care about what they look like. They just wanna, as long as they're perceived how they want them to be perceived, basically, which is really a not real not real way to live, meaning like everything goes really fast and people forget about you doing the usual thing. Nowadays we have apps which track sleep, which track food, which track how many steps do you do. How did all bodybuilders back in the 90s became perfectly, like aside drugs aside, how did they manage to know how much they had to walk, eat clean, do everything they're supposed to, and still end up best looking than everybody else? Well, simply put, you just use common sense. You should, like if you walk an hour a day or 20 minutes a day, you just increase to, you know, maybe 40 minutes every other day. When you're tired of doing 40 minutes every other day, you can just do 20 minutes every day. So that's gonna basically put an output which is higher. This is why we as coaches exist, or else we wouldn't have a business, or we wouldn't need to have a job, right? But takes me to what this guy was saying, is that when you have a piece of technology which basically does everything for you, you basically forget that real results in life comes with struggle. Real results in life come with struggle. In Italian is fatica. You know those that speak Italian. And when you stop doing that, when you stop struggling and you rely everything on technology, what happens is that you become independent. You become dependent of technology, and then it happens that if you happen to lose this piece of technology, then you feel like you've lost your identity. You lost yourself. You don't know what to do anymore. And this is why nobody, almost anybody that doesn't know me, will not pay 1 or 2,000 or 3,000 euro to actually fix their fucking health, but they will spend 1,000 euro on a piece of technology that is not essential for their life. Like the iPhone breaks, tomorrow you're gonna be going and buy a new one, but you won't spend $1,000 for your health. Why? Because there is struggle. Because paying $1,000 for your health is not gonna automatically fix your problem. It's just a ticket to play a game to actually win. Okay? And I wanted to talk about this because it's usually when you have a setbacks, whether it's from your business, relationship, it's always about wealth, relationship, business, love, jobs, health, right? When there is a setback, most people would just basically say, fuck, I give up, it's so annoying, complain, whatever. Other people would basically recognize that there is a, setback. You will recognize that. And then you start asking yourself, how do I react to that? There is a line about Dan Pena, which I like to follow all the time. It's always about that, like, he's obviously a multimillionaire now, but it's like saying, it's not what happens to you in life, it's how you interpret, it's how you react to what happens to you in life. And this is, I think, is very fitting, because whether it's a technology issue, whether it's a character issue, whether it's a health issue, God forbid not, whether it's a job that you're losing, whether a car breaks, it's how you react to these things, what you're gonna do, what solution are you gonna find, and especially, what are you gonna learn from that? Like, how are you gonna learn? Like, if you know that, let's say, you're a very introverted person and like you never end up in a good relationship, it's because basically you settle for whatever life brings at you. How about actually going out and meeting people in the real world, rather than maybe just going on apps or whatever? If you always have no money, like if you have car breaks and you're like, fuck, I'm the only, I never can have like a good life or whatever. How about, either looking for something different, or how about really hustling and finding a solution for what you have, right? A lot of people complain, but they literally do nothing to change the situation, right? So this is basically what it is. It's a lesson that you want to be taking away today. It's like, when there is a setback, try to learn and ask yourself, how did I react this time? Because there is going to be more setbacks, whether it's for the same things or the other thing. And then what are you going to learn? What is the lesson you can take away? And how are you going to actually change something next time? I'm going to see you tonight. I'm going to put down here the Zoom link on the comment. All you have to do at 8:30, click that link, and you're going to access for free to our chat, our Zoom call workshop. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.